I know it's been a while. I know. And half of y'all probably even wondering what happened to me. Just a lot of things, just been working, doing my readings, staying out of trouble. But recently, I had a little surgery dealing with my gallbladder. Other than that, I've been good. I'm so happy and very, very humble for the new subscribers. Um, what I also wanted to talk about today is the evil eye, you know, and what are the effects of it, and where does it come from, things of that nature. The evil eye, I think it was always talked about since, oh my God, many, many years ago, and they always associated the evil eye with witches, saying that they would have to have red hair, blue eyes, in order for them to able to work the evil eye. So basically, what it is basically negative energy, or some would think negative spirit sent to a person. And how, say for instance, you have a friend, and they're very lovely, they love you to death, or you love them to death, but you always have this certain feeling like there's always negative energy with that certain person. And how you can tell is, if you're not psychically protected, you have no psychic protection if you're not spiritually protected, you can feel it. That's where a lot of the things come from so far as accidents. We always have those funny vibes when we wake up, nauseated, knowing that it comes from out of nowhere. Uh, Most of the time, when we talk about the evil eye, we think it is basically some thing that is sent to us that, come from cartoons. Um, One of the myths about it when I was growing up about the evil eye, basically, I always did associate it with Wiccans or witches, you know, not saying that that's all they do. But as reading further into it, I actually found out that sometimes they don't even have to have any powers of, things like that per se. They can be actually very, very sensitive to energy. Yes. So the friends that are Scorpios, the Aquariuses, basically like the mediums, they're very sensitive to energy. So if you're not careful of your thoughts, you're not careful of the things that you keep in repetition, these things can be sent through the mind, and it can also harm. You know, we can also bless, but we can also harm, and I think that's with everybody. But what really had me going with this topic one day, I was going somewhere with a friend, and we will always talk about good and uplifting things, and it just got to the point to where in the conversation I just kept feeling bad, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I thought that maybe I probably ate something that wasn't good for me, or you know it was time for me to just move around from that particular energy. But when I read into it later that day, I kind of found out, my friend, he he's not into spirituality as I am. He's not. He does pray, because with him being a Christian. But it's a certain vibe that I felt that he was admitting, and I kind of didn't want to say it was him, but at the same time I kind of had to admit to myself, like, this is where it's coming from. So this is where the evil eye came from, and it's not that he's a bad person, and it's not that he was doing it on purpose. It's just sometimes our feelings can get the best of us, and not saying that he's jealous of me or that. It's just certain energies, when we pick them up, they're kind of they're kind of easy to feel, and as a result, it's not that I left him alone or stopped fooling with him or not friends with him anymore. It's just I have to be careful of the energy that he's admitting. Especially when it comes to things like success or me being at a high point and he's, still here. Because, everybody's at a certain level with their, with spirituality. Some can be here, some can be here. Some can even be stagnant and still be at the bottom. And other folks will think that you're still moving. You're still regulating. But sometimes that's not the case. The thing about the evil eye is you can feel it. You can really feel it. And it comes off very potent. And what I mean by that is there are certain symptoms that you will feel that you'll know that the evil eye is around you. And that's not saying that you have haters or you have a lot of people that just don't like you. That's kind of different because we know people that don't like us or don't too much care for us because it's kind of obvious. But with the evil eye, it's much more subtle than that. It's like a streak of jealousy. And I think that's the only way I can put it. It's like streaks of jealousy, but it's not so obvious. It's more so subconsciously, and it's spiritually, it's kind of invading. You know, um, things to do to protect yourself from the evil eye. I always been fascinated with the eye of Hamza. The little hand with the little eye in the middle. The all-seeing eye. It's very it's very ancient and it's very helpful against the evil eye. The eye of Hamza, and also uh, another thing you can do with the evil eye, to protect yourself from it. Get you a small mirror, and like maybe like pocket size, like a little hand mirror, like a little compact mirror, the one that you open and close. Get you a small mirror and put it in your left hand pocket. And I'm not sure if it says to keep it facing toward everybody or facing toward you, but what it does is it actually reflects that evil eye and those spiritual nastinesses, I like to say, and it keeps them from coming around you. It returns it back to the sender. It returns it back to wherever it came. It gets excuse me, it gets a lot of those negative energies from around that person and back to where it was. you know what I like to do personally, I never really just experienced the evil eye in that manner, that way, except when it came to my friend. And I was so confused, I really didn't know what to do. It's like I kind of wanted to banish him. I kind of wanted to cut cords, and it really wasn't the need for that. So what I really need, what spirit actually told me to do was just limit your time with them. And that's where I got the mirror in the left hand pocket from. Was spirit told me that, and it actually worked, y'all. It actually worked. So I would suggest that to anybody that has symptoms of the evil eye. And like I said earlier, sometimes it doesn't mean that anybody's hating on you. That's kind of different. It's not that you're not on your game. It's not that you're a bad person. It's just people emit certain frequencies. They emit so much energy that way it could be so negative, and they sometimes, like I say, they don't even know it. That it hits the other person, and we got to deal with it. Like, we have to deal with the headaches. We have to deal with, especially when we're around them. We have to deal with the headaches. We have to deal with the little accidents, here and there, like you stub your toe, you know, you know, things that happen here and there that are quite odd, that normally wouldn't happen, but it only happened when you were with them, you know. But I'm not gonna be on here too long. I just wanted to show my face for all my subscribers, and also to protect yourself. Always protect yourself spiritually. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful, prosperous Sunday evening. Bye.